What is really good, everybody? It's your boy DJ Carolina with a K. Already know what it is. Galactic Rhythm Radio. We do this each and every Monday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. But enough about me. We got the man, the myth, the legend. Legend in the making?
In the making.
In the making. The man in the red flannel.
I just got this today, actually.
Word, fresh.
I know, I had to wear something fresh here. I got off work and I was like, I need to get something for the interview tonight.
Word.
So I went by Forever 21 because they got some good men's clothes.
They must got some deals going on right now, right?
They got like 50% off.
No,
I'm not trying to give them promo. But I'm not trying to give them promo. But I saw it and I got it and I was like, I gotta look good for the interview tonight.
That's what's really good. Well, yo, we are definitely happy to have you in the studio.
It's an honor.
Appreciate you coming through. So I met you at the Anella show a couple weeks back.
Yeah. Shout out to Anella.
Shout out to Anella. He's doing his thing right now.
All them boys.
Hopefully they're all good right now.
I hope so.
And you got to open up for Anella.
I did get to open up for him. What happened was he texted me a week before the show, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I'm putting together a show. If you're trying to perform at it, a lot of my homies are gonna be there. Love to have you there." And I said, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to do a show with him. So I get there. And at first, I seen the venue and I was like, man, this doesn't look like a lot of people's gonna come. Right. But then, it was like packed house. I mean,
it was packed out for like last minute type.
I know everyone was so late, so I get on stage and I knew none of these people there were there to see me. So I knew that when I went on stage, I had to make that my show. Yeah. Like, cause that's what it is. Those 10 minutes that I had was not his show. It was my show. That's what he told me before. That's how he told all the artists. Yeah. So that's why I had to get up there and I really owned it. And I made a lot of good connections that night. Not just you, but I made new fans. You know, I showed off my diversity with, you know, some pop type songs, and then I ended with some real rap type songs. You know, I like to be diverse in my music.
You had a very dynamic set. Yeah. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody who was out there who performed really did a great job. So shout out you, shout out Anella, shout out Issa for putting that together. That was a dope show.
It was one of my favorite performances of mine, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I was looking back at all I've only done like 5 shows, including that one. Okay. This was my favorite performance I've done.
That's what's up. That's what's really good. Yeah. Greensboro NC.
Yes, sir. Greensboro was my best show because that night after that I did a show for DJ Earn. If you ever anything.
Okay. Word. Yo, you're plugged in, right? Like you're
Winston,
out here.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Winston-Salem is a slept-on city. I'm here to put on for them because that city is.
Go ahead, rep your city.
I have to, man. I have to. Everyone there is so slept on. All the bigger artists, the lower artists, it doesn't matter, man. There's so much talent there. So much talent.
It's like that in Winston?
It is like that in Winston. I promise you. I put that on my career, my life, everything. Winston is the next city.
Okay, you heard it here first. Winston is the most slept-on city in the Triad. You heard it here first.
Put on for him,
Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself to some of our listeners who are not as familiar with you as we are?
So my name is YN Drako. Before anyone asks, the YN stands for Young Nation.
Okay.
I had to say that. Yeah, when I first started making music, I was gonna be a group with my homies. We're gonna be Young Nation, and then there's gonna be all our artist names. Then they all quit making music, and I'm the only one left. So
what's up with that?
I never changed it though.
They didn't have a dream. They didn't see the dream. They didn't see the vision.
I stuck to it.
You were the only one. You saw the vision.
Oh, I had to see the vision through. I've been making music 4 years now. Yeah. And I have only been serious with it since April of 2019 when I met my man right here. For people who can't see, his name's Unseen 336. He owns a studio.
I don't think anybody can see him. With a name like Unseen.
But he owns studio.
John Cena with the camera.
I started recording there, and I really showed out at my first session. I love the vibe there. Yeah. So I just kept recording there, and now look where I am now with you.
That's what's really good. So how did you get into music? Like, where did you come out the womb and you had like a little microphone in your hand? And just like,
I'm not that talented. So what happened? I actually do have. I like telling the story.
What's up?
So back in 2016, I went to a Lecrae concert. You heard of Lecrae? Yeah. Lecrae was a big inspiration of mine. Still is. I went to one of his concerts when he released his album. Never Gonna. It's his old album. It's 2016. Yeah. So I went to All Things Work Together was the name of the album.
All Things Work Together. Okay.
Yeah. So I went to that show, and at that show, it's crazy because like no one in the room knew each other at all. It was just a room full of people that listened to the same music. But he's singing these songs about pain that we all relate to. Right. Like everyone in the room didn't know each other, but we came together like we were one big family. That's what it felt like. So that's what.
Where was the show at?
The show was at the Fillmore in Charlotte.
Okay.
That's my dream venue, to be honest. Because of that show. That night I got inspired to make music. So Only reason is because of that family feeling, because we were all bonding together, feeling the same pain and healing at the same time. So what I did from that was I made my first album my first studio album about 2 years after that, called Drako and Family.
How old were you when you did that?
I was 16.
16?
Yeah, I was 16. Yeah, I'm only 18 now, and I got 4 professionally produced, albums under my belt.
Straight like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to brag. I don't like to brag about it, but I'm proud of it.
You should be.
I try to find that balance between, being proud of yourself or being arrogant, because I used to struggle with that, and
it's a fine line.
It's a very thin line. At least with me it is. So that's why I try to not be arrogant, but still let people know that I'm proud of where I am and I deserve to be where I am.
You should be. You should be, man. You're out here making moves. Only 2 years in the game, you're doing more than most people done in a lifetime.
Well, if you say so.
I know so. You know what I'm saying? So are you the only person in your family who makes music, or are you like the black sheep?
I'm the black sheep, man. My dad, Chris Klopfelter, he's a professional, he at least was a professional MMA fighter, Muay Thai fighter.
Wow, that's a huge transition.
Yeah.
In one generation.
You'd think so, but I was thinking about it, and because he used to be my manager, he used to get my shows for me, because all these fight promoters, they promote music venues too.
Interesting.
So that's how I really got my venue connects.
Right.
And really, that's all the game's about, is connects. You have the most talent and you can be
not be connected at all.
That's why I try to put on for Winston as much as I can, because I'm not big, but with the little clout that I do have, I like to give back to my community.
On Instagram, you getting a couple hundred likes a post, so that's
my comments is what I try to really go for.
That's what's really good. That engagement.
I love my engagement. I don't know if you know this, but when COVID first started, I knew people were going through a hard time, because being trapped in the house gets you really depressed.
Right.
You don't have anyone to talk to in person. You don't get that feeling that you had before COVID.
Right.
So I used to go on my Instagram Live every single night, and I would talk to people about their problems. I'd have people come on their live. They would talk to me about their problems. I'd give them my advice. I'd vent my problems out.
Dr. Drako.
Dr. Drako. I used to have like 15 people in there just talking about the issues, and my people in the comments would be there for each other, give each other advice. It was a positive feeling. So that really helped me make my next album that I dropped back in September, called Mountains Monsters 2.
That's what's really good.
So that was a more serious album, which you'll hear some of the songs from the album tonight.
Right.
I look forward to explaining those songs to you.
Right. So when Anella was up here, he was explaining his recording process and how he kind of got started recording. Like, what's your recording process? How did you?
When I first started?
Yeah.
When I first started, I had an iPhone 6 rose gold. So I started,
shout out to iPhone, and iPhone has been putting them on for.
I started off in an app called Rap Chat.
Okay. I haven't even heard of that.
It got deleted like in 2018, 2019. It's no longer. But Rap Chat was it was a minute long of someone else's beats, and you just rapped over it, and it was a freestyle on your phone. So I did that. I did it 5 times. I called it a mixtape. It was called Sauce All Day.
Sauce All Day.
That was a big thing.
Is that still out? Can they still find that?
No, it's privated. No, it's still available to listen to if I released it. It's privated on my YouTube account, so I could bring it up. I really wanted to.
Okay.
But I recorded it off my phone, and it was trash.
Some self-awareness.
It was so bad. But the thing is, I was so proud of it. I pushed it like it was the next Drake album. Like, I pushed that thing hard, and it obviously flopped. But obviously. But what I did...
It went cardboard?
I think it only has like 30 views. Like, it didn't do too good.
That's what's up, man. You got 30 people behind you, yo.
They were nice. They were making fun of it. So ever since then, that's how the people in my hometown kind of saw me, was from that. So when I actually did start to get good, the people from my hometown, they still heard that bad music of when I first made it, so they couldn't see me doing good. So really, I know people talk about you have to have your hometown behind you, but I just moved to Winston. I'm not from Winston.
Okay, where are you from?
South Carolina.
All right.
I was born in South Carolina, but I was raised in...
Still from the Carolinas?
Yeah. I was born in South Carolina, moved to King, North Carolina.
Okay.
When I was about 2 years old. Was born and raised there. Not born and raised. I don't know why I said born and raised. Raised there.
Raised there, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where my family stays at. So I went to school there, and I was not the most popular kid. I didn't have that much friends. I was the quiet kid, man.
You didn't have that fresh jacket on?
No, dude. I was a late bloomer. I was the latest of the bloomers.
Right.
I was a weird kid. I'm not gonna lie. I own it. But I kind of just realized I used to struggle with like being accepted at that school, because that's all I had. I didn't have no friends. That school was my everything. So I really struggled being accepted. But around senior year, I just realized like Man, I ain't gonna see these people in like 6
Ever
months.
again.
Ever again. What they're saying right now, how they feel about me doesn't matter. I should be focused on my grind for what my dream is. And that goes for anyone listening right now. Anything in general. If you have a dream, like this is so cliche, but it's cliche because it's true. Like if it is your dream, why are you waiting to go for it? Like we don't know when we're gonna leave this earth. If in 2020 has taught me anything, we don't know when we're gonna leave this earth. Because I've lost not a lot. I've lost like 3 or 4 of my good friends this year.
I mean, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a price on friendship.
You really can't. And you don't know when you're going to lose those people, and you don't know your life. So I'm just saying, if you really do have that dream, go for it. What's stopping you? Yourself. So,
straight like that.
That's how I see it. So that's what I realized senior year. So I just went for it. Every single paycheck was spent studio times. I barely had any gas money. Like that's how much I was in the studio.
You were walking to the studio.
Oh yeah. I was studio time. If I had work and I had studio time, I'd call out of work, be in the studio for 5 hours straight. Like, I was just really grinding, and I didn't have that much clout at the time. I was just grinding. And really, what happened after that was I finally put together that second album, and Mountains and Monsters was the second album I released on Valentine's Day of 2020.
Tight.
So that was a more serious album, more heartfelt album. And then I worked on Drako and Family 2, which is the sequel to my first Drako and Family, the one that really got my name known around Winston.
Right.
And it kind of just went off from there. I got big features on there. Shout out to Munch, Northside Mike, Fresco from 34, all local talent. Because really what I tried to do on Drako and Family was bring together all the local talent. Bring the family in, because that's really what Winston is. If we're really going to be known in the rap game, we have to all come together. We can't be against each other. So that's why I try to bring all the different types of talent together. Like Kane Black, amazing friend of mine. I actually live with him. Kane Black is a really talented rapper that
we're gonna have to get him up in the studio then. Like
man,
tell him to come
all
through.
The Rogue boys. Shout out Rogue. Shout out Insanity. Shout out all. Those are all my boys, my homies, my everything, man. I couldn't do it without them. So yeah, that's really how that went, and just album after album after album after album. I'm working on my next album right now, my 5th album. I'm really right now trying to do networking though before I release it.
Right.
That's what this is. That's what more of these shows are doing. I'm trying to get my name out there before I release this next album.
Right.
But next album I'm working on, it's called Hometown Hero. I don't know if I want to.
Okay, all right.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah, nah, that's what's good, man. Like yo, put it out there into the universe and let it like manipulate the reality around you.
I have to.
That's what's really good.
Because now I feel like I got my city behind me. So now that I finally feel that, I'm trying to make it known that Hometown Hero was the perfect name. So I look forward to that release in summertime 2020. Hope y'all bump it whenever it drops.
That's what's really good. So you brought a couple tracks with you.
I did. I brought 3 songs that mean a lot to me, and one of the songs is my most recent song that I dropped on Friday.
Right. Okay, we got that joint Mars. Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Mars was the song that I made because everyone started calling me a singer.
Okay.
So I hated that. So I'm an artist. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I'm an artist. What I do is art. I'll guarantee any other artist feels the same way. So what I did was I just released Mountains and Monsters 2, which is only singing songs. And I started off rapping. So people thought I was losing my edge. They're like, man, Drako went soft.
Drako ain't with the hood no more.
He ain't with us no more. So basically what I did was I made this song Mars, and it's not really, I don't say anything like hood in it because I'm not like that. I'll say that right now on air. Like I'm not about to
let them
put
know
a price on my head. But in the song I do say how I feel, and I don't really care if it offends anybody in that song. Like I go in on the people who pushed me down in high school. I'm not gonna say their names because I ain't gonna give them clout. But
straight like that.
Yeah, I talk down on them. I just basically say, yeah, I'm here. I'm meant to be here. You can't do nothing about it.
I was gonna ask you earlier. Do you take your experiences in high school and put that in your music of being like an outcast?
100%. Actually, in an unreleased song I got called Middle School, I talk about how I got bullied. I talk about how I got my lunch money taken from me. I like rap about it because that's the stuff like most rappers are scared to rap about. They want to be feared. I want to have respect. I don't want to be feared though. I don't want to lie to people. I was the outcast. I was that kid that you saw get bullied in school. But you know what? It's whatever. I'm here now. I'm better now. It's really just your experiences.
It is. You got to make it through.
Of course. So I remember I talked about some of the bars I rapped in that song was I was like, I kind of find it funny that the locals never like me, and now she got a man, she gonna act like she don't like me. I'ma leave in the street, she a hoe and that's a high key, and now they see me dripping, I got juices like a high C.
That's in Mars, or is that?
That's an unreleased song.
That's an unreleased.
Middle School.
Yeah, you should have brought the unreleased joints. We could have did a world premiere.
Man, next time.
Next time. Yeah, we got that YN Drako Mars coming up next.
Let's do it. Anonymous Killer, definitely. I'm inspired by him. I'm inspired by the people around me, the people in my city. I'm inspired by the most, and also my fans. I know that's a classic thing artists like to say, but really my fans, I'm inspired by them.
Right.
But for my bars that I write, I'm definitely inspired by like my past experiences. I don't rap about nothing that I haven't felt or done before. Every emotion that I rap about, everything I do is what I felt or experienced. So that's how I like to see it.
Right. This is straight, real life in the moment.
But in Mars though, I really just kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to be cocky a little bit, man.
Just a little bit.
I was trying to be cocky, man.
Yo, so how so? How so?
Man, in my bars I said, fill me with rage, boy, I'm a beast when I get on the stage. There ain't no stopping what Drako done started, so all of these kids from my past can just hate. They push me down but then swerve in my lane. They know I'm bad, but we not built the same. You be the type to give up when you losing. This all that I wanted. I've been in the game. I
said like that.
Because there was these rappers at my high school. Everybody got high school rappers, man. I had to get above that when I was in high school.
Yo, I was one of those high school rappers. I'm not gonna lie.
No disrespect.
Like, no disrespect. It is what it is.
Disrespect.
Like, yo.
But I had those high school rappers who just was really cocky, man. They had a hard time with their ego and they weren't even that good, and they still aren't. I gotta say it on air right now. Y'all still ain't good.
Hey,
y'all ain't on the level y'all think y'all are.
Yeah.
They know who they are.
Yeah.
But so basically I had to show that I was better than them, because they were the popular kids though. I wasn't. They were.
You're right.
So that's the only reason they were getting plays, because it was just a bunch of their homies listening, like bumping their music. So I had to kind of differ myself from that and say like, yeah, y'all might be more popular than me, but that's gonna go away after high school. I'm actually about to make a career out of this.
So they peaked in high school.
Yeah, so then they peaked in high school, and then now ever since COVID hit and I got out of high school is when I've been popping off.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that my.
You made the most out the pandemic.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I tried to network, so that's why I say, all of them, bro. I don't hear them talking no more. Is what I'm saying. They used to always swipe up on my stories saying stuff. I don't hear them talking no more.
I mean, making moves though. Like, yeah.
Ever since I started doing shows, they ain't said nothing. That's why I said in the song, they pushed me down but then swerved in my lane. Like, and they ain't made no songs since the pandemic. That's what I'm saying. Like, they give up, but this all that I wanted. So I've been in the game.
So do you travel? Like, do you hit the road?
I do hit the road, but not that much.
Right.
The farthest I've ever went was Bangkok, Thailand. Shoot a music video. That's
I wish the viewers could see my face, but like, yo, yeah. I ain't been to no Thailand. What's that, like 13 hours from here? It's
a 12-hour flight from JFK to Dubai, then a 6-hour flight from Dubai to Bangkok.
That's all day.
It's like a 2-day trip. It's a 2-day trip, but it's a trip worth it. Like
how did you make that happen? I gotta hear about that.
I made work with my dad's connection. My dad had they had Muay Thai Olympics out in Muay Thai.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when we went out there, I was like, yo, like, can I come and bring a videographer and shoot a music video in Thailand? He's like, yeah, if he pays for his ticket. So I went out to Bangkok, shot a music video in Thailand. And
how much is that ticket?
That's it. I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it because my dad was taking me. He paid for it, but the ticket was a lot. The ticket was like.
That had to be like 2 bands.
It was a lot. But the Olympics paid for it, so it wasn't me. Because it was for the Muay Thai. It was like an undercard of the Olympics. It was the Muay Thai Olympics.
Okay, that's tight.
So we didn't have to pay for it.
That's real tight. And where can people find that video?
That video's on YouTube. I don't know what the song's called. Just type in my name, YN Drako, and it'll come up. Because I forgot what the song's called. But it was my first like real music video I shot too. My uncle shot it. I didn't have to pay him. My uncle shot it.
Okay,
I was making use of my resources.
So you do come from a family of creatives, just not musicians.
Yeah, not musicians. My uncle's a graphic designer. My dad owns his own gym. My mom's a hairstylist. My
Your dad training people?
Yeah, he trains people to fight.
I might have to come through. You know what I'm saying?
8 points Muay Thai and fitness.
Yeah, I need to come through and bulk up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can walk through this.
Already? What you talking about?
This ain't buff. This is fat. Shout out to my girlfriend. She can take good care of me. This is straight fat. Like, I used to skate, and I used to, like, I didn't have a car in college. This is
used to be one of those guys.
Quick side story, but I didn't have a car for like 3 years in college. The first 3 years I was in college, so I walked or skated everywhere I went in college, and I was still DJing. So I was like
triple threat.
Like, so I was like, Yo, when I was in college, like everybody else was around me was broke. They're just like, yo, we don't have money for this and that, and like everybody's a little broke, and I was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like literally catching the bus to go do DJ clubs, like just like
that's grind though.
I would do whatever I had to do to get where I had to get, but if I would walk from UNCG from right here to downtown to go to the club, and then walk back.
Man, you know how many people I had to pay for car rides to the studio after school? I paid some kid $20 to drive me 10 minutes to the studio. Like that's when you don't have a car, like you will find a way to get there if you want to.
If you want it.
Yeah, you gotta want it.
A lot of people be like, yo, I couldn't get there if I don't have a ride. I'm like, you will never realize what type of citizens are like in your area until you ride the bus after 10:30. Like that is where the real people.
When they come out.
That's when the real people in the city come out. Like I've been on the bus 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Like
you think that's try to be on a New York subway at 2 a.m.
Yo, New York is a whole different beast. New York is it's crazy.
Every time I go to New York, it's freezing. Every time they let it be cold up there.
Yo, I went to New York one time for the weekend with $20 in my pocket. Crazy weekend.
You ain't pay for nothing.
Yo, that was one of the best weekends of my life because I did not pay for it. Like, yo, I paid the dude I went with $20 in gas to go up there, and then I had another $20 in my pocket, and I had the best weekend of my life. But that's a whole other different.
Man, I gotta hear that story next time.
Yo, I got a couple wild stories. There's the Denver story.
That's what we gotta do. Do a show. You talking your stories? I want to hear them.
Yo, I can't put my stories out because I'll be in like the nitty gritty or some place. I like those are personal conversations at the bar because like I've done some. I went to Florida one time with a bunch of strangers.
As he starts to tell it.
I went to Florida. I just hopped in the van with a bunch of strangers and went to Florida one time.
Like a hippie.
Like I didn't know any. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. There was like 4 people. I didn't know anybody. I hopped in the van and went to Florida one time. But you know that's that on the road life though. You know that's that.
I want to live that, man. But I don't have the personally. I don't have the funds because I don't got no one paying for my stuff anymore. I'm paying for it, so I'm kind of just working my job at Village Tavern because I work an everyday job. Yeah, just like everybody else.
Just like everybody.
I'm not above y'all. I'm the same as y'all.
Yeah, we had a producer on here who produced for Biggie, Lil' Kim, Beyonce, and Michael Jackson. Cool. And he was like, yo, I used to work at a hotel every day. And it was, he made the beat Crush on You for Lil' Kim, and it wasn't until 4 years after he made that beat that he even sold it.
Whoa.
So, I mean, yo, grind it out until you
like I said, I'm not ashamed to admit that, I still work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I'm looking for a job right now. Anybody out there hiring, holler at your boy DJ Carolina with a K.
With a K. Don't forget that K.
But yeah, nah. But you brought another joint up here with you.
I did.
Highway.
Better on the highway on the east side. But I cannot decide if I really love her or if I love her. Guys. That's this song's featuring. I got shout out Vince Santana, friend of mine, homie of mine in Hawaii. It has that. That's what it has.
You talk about networking. You got to network. Thailand to Hawaii, like yo.
It's just like I said, man. I do like to think I'm good at that. Is networking. You can ask him. He said it himself. My homie Unseen. He said I'm good with networking. That's my main thing is networking. So
you know how many untalented people got a network?
No.
Most of them.
Most of them. Nah, that's why I just try to make my connects, and that's why that's a good connect I have. And you can tell when you listen to the song, it kind of has that Hawaiian vibe to it. And I'm very proud of this song. It's my first song I perform all my party songs, so I do hope y'all enjoy it. Highway, YN Drako. You can find it at Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Whatever you listen to your music on, it's on there.
YN Drako, Highway.
Let's get it.
We got that YN Drako
the
building.
Yes, sir.
Yo, that is that highway with 2 Y's.
2 Y's. If you miss it, you ain't gonna find it. You gotta find the 2 Y's. You gotta add the 2 Y's.
Highway with 2 Y's. You gotta differentiate yourself.
Oh yeah.
So this is a lot different than the last joint. Like
I know, this is off Mountains and Monsters too. I told you, people thought I went soft because of this song, but I love it.
This is a soft song. This is not soft. This does not sound soft to me at all. This
I mean, like singing.
This has that. This has like almost that rock edge to it. Just a little bit.
Really trying to diverse myself because like on Mars was a hard song. I go in on this song. I'm just talking about how.
Mars is more of a hip hop song. This is more of a like rock, indie rock, almost like pop almost.
Exactly. That's why I feel like I haven't like blown up yet as an artist, or at least done better than I am, because my diversity. I don't have a set group. You say YN Drako, you don't know if you're talking about hard. Like you say Trippie Redd, you know what type of music you're about to hear. You say
it has a little bit edgier Trippie Redd kind of sound to it.
Yeah, that I'm not necessarily trying to say that. Like the baby, you know what song you're about to hear.
You know what kind of
you know what song you're about to hear.
Right.
But like when you say the name YN Drako, what are you about to hear? You're about to hear a rock song. You're about to hear a sad song about how his girlfriend left him. You're about to hear a hard song about how he's at people's throats, like shooting people in the necks. Like what are you about to hear? You don't know. So that's why it's like a new experience every single time you listen to my songs.
Right.
So yeah.
What was the inspiration behind this joint right here?
This song was actually sent to me by Vince Santana back in June of 2020. He said he found me through my song Riot, which is one of my most popular songs. And he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, man, I made this song called Highway, and I really think you'd be an amazing artist to get on it." And I'll like, he's a not he at the time he was a lower artist. He's gone up since then.
Right.
So since I had more attention than he did at the time, he gave it to me to release on my album. And really on my verse, I'm really just talking about how like I don't talk to people about my problems, and you really should. But I let my problems build up inside of me to the point where I take it out on people around me. So on the song I say, I'm better off crying by myself because I've never been the type to cry for help. And that's really just what I'm saying. At the end, I talk about how I used to get really angry with the people around my life, and I just let my anger take control of me, so I had to stop doing that. And I ended my verse with, I'm stressed and depressed, but I'm blessed nonetheless. Because at the end of the day, no matter how stressed you are, depressed you are, no matter how low you are, like, you're alive, and that's what you got to realize. You're blessed.
So you put a lot of inspirational lyrics into your music. Where do you get that from? Like your family, or is that just something you learned over time?
I think it's what I learned through, not necessarily just the experiences I've been through. You know, not just losing all these people this year, but kind of just like I'm not on the best terms with my folks right now.
Right.
So just kind of going through those experiences, I didn't have nobody, so I had to like get it myself and learn it myself. So I just, at the same time, I love talking to people about their problems. That's why I did that thing on my Instagram Live when COVID started, to help people get through it. Because even though I'm going through my own problems, I feel better about myself when I help other people.
Right.
Like that's how I really just determine my worth. Is like, when I leave this earth, how are people gonna remember me? Are they gonna remember me as some dude who made music and didn't care about anybody else? Or are they going to remember me as someone who really cared about his fans and the people who made him who he is? So that's what I see as an artist. If I'm an artist with 100 loyal fans that I can talk to and be there for with my music and my words, rather than listen to have 100,000 fans who I don't care about, I'd rather have that 100 fans. I just want to be an artist, no matter how big I get, that cares about his fan base and that's there for them. Let them know, hey, you might feel like you're alone, but you're not. I'm here for you, and my music is here for you, and let me do what I can to help you.
So do you get that positive feedback from the people who listen and
yes.
The people who engage with you?
I have to say I'm extremely proud of my fan base, because as small as it is, it's gotten a lot bigger over the last couple month or two. But to all the people who are really fans, whether you're a newer fan, whether you're an older fan, really it's just it's them. Like I don't care whether you're a new, old fan. Like I'm here for you. You know, I do get that inspiration from them, and they've shown a lot of reaction with it. They've shown a lot of love, and they've shown a lot of interaction with it on my Instagram and on my songs. And whenever I release something new, they'll shout it out. And that's not even why I do it. You know, I just do it because I do care.
That's what's really good. That's what's really good. You got this joint, Angel, that you brought up here.
Angels, yeah. This song, it actually does mean a lot to me. Shout out my homie Walter Justice. Back in July 21st, a friend of mine, Walter Justice, did take his own life. I grew up with him. I was in school with him, and out of the many people that hated me in my high school, he was one of the few that didn't. I worked with him at King Kitchen when I got my first job as a busboy. We would bus tables, you know, laughing, saying jokes, and he was so funny, man. He was so funny to the point where you never think anything was wrong with him. And I really think that's something we have to realize, is that people who are really like funny and people who like act like not a lot's going on usually are the people going through the most. And I didn't realize that at the time till it was too late. So I get a text from Katie, which is his girlfriend, when I was at the beach with my friend Toby. We were filming the Let Me Know music video, actually, in Song Month. And she texted me, it was like 10 o'clock. She's like, hey, did you hear? I said, hear about what? What happened? And she said, Walter killed himself. And I didn't believe her at first, so because I hadn't lost anybody that important to me at the time.
Right.
So I didn't believe her. I called him over and over and over again. I'm like, yo, bro, I need you to pick up. Like, Katie's talking crazy. Like, she's saying you killed yourself. Can you just pick up so I know you're okay? I called him 10 times, 11 times. I stopped at 17. And then I texted him. I was like, please pick up. Like, please, I need you to pick up. And then I get a call from his parents, and then they were saying, like, hey, they would let me know. And then when I actually found out it was true, I broke down in tears, and my friend Tubby was there for me. He had never seen me like that. I've never been like that. He had to hold me, like I was bawling, crying. And the whole night, the whole week, I left the trip early. Like, I couldn't. We shot the video, and I left right after the video. I was supposed to stay for another 4 days. And I just went home, and I mourned the death of my friend. And
how old were you when that happened?
That was this year. I just turned 18. So
he was 18 too, or
he was just 17. He was 17, and I went to his funeral, and at his funeral, my name was mentioned. They were our stories that me and him never mentioned. Like, that funeral really broke me, but it brought closure. So after that funeral, we were shooting a video to a song. This song you're about to hear, I made for him. Originally the song was about, in the hook you'll hear it, I say, the hook is, will you catch me falling? I hear angels calling. I'm so tired of mourning, so I won't wake this morning. And really, it's just about the final thought that goes through your head when you make that decision to pull the trigger, pop that last pill, however you decide to take your own life. It's really just, you're so tired of mourning, you can't handle it, so you're not going to wake this morning.
Was that how he overdosed?
He didn't know, he shot himself. But yeah, it's in that final moments of thinking. And in my verse, I talk about stuff in my own life. My grandma, she passed away in 2009.
Right.
I talk about her, making her proud, because honestly, with the life choices that I made, my family's super religious, super Christian. So, being a rapper is really the first thing they want you to do. So really, with my life decisions, I want to make her proud too, because I know no matter how long ago she died, she didn't see me grow up, but I know she still can see me, so I hope I make her proud, and I say that in the song. Everything I say in the song is something that I felt and something I needed to say. Not just for my fans, but to help me mourn with it. I made that song for him to help me mourn. And his family, I asked his family, of course, first, and they sent me pictures to use in the music video. The music video is released. It's called YN Drako, Angels, and you can find it on YouTube, Apple Music, everything. And I do hope you enjoy the song, and just know that it's definitely my favorite song. Long live Walt.
The songs you brought up here.
Yeah.
And so
I really just want to pay homage to him,
Yeah.
And in the song, I say it's okay to hurt, because there's this stereotype that there's just like, you're not supposed to show your pain, like you're supposed to hide when you're crying. When people cry, they hide their face. Like, it shouldn't be like that, It should be encouraged to cry or just show your pain, because the more you hold it in, your pain, the more you're gonna, want to make those life-changing decisions that once you make it, you can't take it back.
Right.
So really, what I tried to say in the song is, hey, it's okay to feel these feelings that you're feeling. It's normal. You're at that age and you've been through so much, because a lot of my listeners have been through more than most people their age have been through. And either way, if you're hurting, you're hurting, and it's okay. So that's why I'm there to tell them that, because I guarantee they haven't heard it from anyone else in their life.
Do you feel like making this song was a little bit of closure for you?
100%. When I was making this song, because originally when I made the song, I made the song 3 days before he killed himself. But whenever he actually killed himself, I went back to the studio and perfected it, because I was like, this is going to be for him. And his family has told me, Tim and Lori Justice, they've told me that they're extremely grateful for what I've done. And I keep in contact with them, make sure they're okay. Katie, which was his girlfriend, I've been there for her. I just wanted him to know, like, I'm still doing this for him. And actually, people on the radio, you can't see it, but I have this necklace, and I used to be really down myself as an artist, because I didn't feel like my placement was where I should, because I like to think I'm talented, and I would see all these other artists in my own city, doing better than me. And I wasn't necessarily jealous, but I was like, man, like, I know I'm talented, like, why aren't I where they are?
Right.
And I feel like a lot of artists suffer from that. They're like, man, I know I'm talented, but why is this person above me or ahead of me? So I used to really put myself down, and there was a time where I was really gonna quit with music. I was gonna stop making music, and I was gonna be like, man, I'm just gonna focus on myself, get my money up, do my own thing.
So what's the significance of the lock on the chain?
So this is that promise to him that I made, that I won't quit music, because he really did believe in me. He would always take me to my studio sessions if no one else would take me. He didn't even charge me. Like, it was that. So what happened was, whenever he really passed away, the key's been thrown away. There's no more key anymore. This is that promise that I won't quit for him. I'm not gonna quit making music. Whether I make it, whether I don't, it doesn't matter. Because I'm doing what I love, and I'm doing what makes me happy. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So this is that promise, and it's always gonna be with me.
So, not to take away from the significance of the passing of your friend, but
yeah.
Saucepack has just passed away recently. Do you feel like there's any kind of connection or any kind of a semblance, losing somebody from your city who was just so influential?
I've only met bro a couple times. Yeah. From when I did meet him, though, it was always good vibes. I met him actually the day I recorded this song. He was a session after me. Yeah. And he was coming in there, and it was my birthday when I recorded this song. He wished me happy birthday and everything. Like he was a good person. A lot of respect to him, all his people. But I do think that the significance of losing someone that big, it's very sad. But I feel like it will bring the community together. Right. At least that's the only thing you can do, because it's sad that it happened. But all you can do now is you want to. Not mourn it. Mourn it, but you want to, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Bring together just to appreciate what you did have and what you have now, and just realize you don't lose anybody else. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just bring together and connect.
I know you say you lost a couple people this year.
Yes. I lost a friend of mine who was in Rogue. His name was Hayden. He was a very good friend of mine. He passed away in a car crash. Was that October, Josh? That he passed?
25th of October.
25th of October, he passed. And I had actually seen him 20 minutes before he passed. Because he was dropping off a friend of mine, Mackenzie, at the house, and we get a call 20 minutes later that he got in a car crash, and everyone in the house went to the crash site, and we got there before anybody else did. Not the cops, but everybody else. All right. And we were there till 2 a.m. and then we realized that he passed away, and that was somebody else that we lost, and that was definitely not easy. And that was the most recent loss, and that's definitely been hard on me because he was very supportive, and I didn't hang out with him every day. Right. He wasn't like my homie, but he was in the same group as me. He was in Rogue. A lot of respect for him. I went to a couple of his parties. Like, he had a lot of respect for me and really believed in me. And all of our texts were just support. Like he could tell that I was in this and I was not going to stop. Right. So long live Hayden. Long live Walt. Long live Claboyne. That was a good friend of mine too. He was actually at my very first studio session. Right. Claboyne passed. He was in September, I think, that he passed. I think it was September. I don't know the exact date that he passed, but he got shot. And I had a song with him, and he, like I said, he was very supportive. He was in the underground scene a lot. Mm-hmm. And he also passed, and it's not an easy thing to deal with, but all you can do is just memorialize him and make the best out of it, and just really appreciate the people you have around you now, because I hate to be so grim, but they could be next. Your closest person that you have in your life could be next. So that's why you really want to appreciate the time you do have with them.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. Just to transition a little bit, there's been a lot of rappers getting shot and killed in hip hop here recently. Do you feel like that's a systemic problem, or is that just something that's just chance occurrences? Like, do you think there's something that the culture as a whole can change to kind of protect the artist, or is it just kind of like, is it like once you reach a certain level, people just want to tear you down to so much to the point where they really would come for your life just
people
because?
People are jealous, man. People are jealous because I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't hear no Pop Smoke on the radio until he died. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear no King Von on the radio until he died, because I didn't. Right. I think whenever they pass, they really memorialize the people. Fake fans, man. Whenever you pass, people are like, man, I knew him since he was day one. I've been bumping his music. Right. They only heard about him until he passed. And I feel like,
I didn't know who Mo 3 was until he passed. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend,
The first really big artist that I feel like passed, and I'm not sure, don't roast me for this, don't come from my life, but I feel like the first...
This is an open environment, man. Talk how you feel.
The one that really changed the culture was X, when X first died. I feel like that was the first artist to really pass away.
I think that was the first high-profile rapper to die.
When I'm recalling.
Recently.
Or was Lil Peep before that?
Lil Peep was a little bit before that, but I think X was on like a little bit higher.
He was. I didn't know who Lil Peep was until
I didn't know who he was till he passed either.
That's what I'm saying.
That's kind of been the trend in hip hop these past couple years. You got Lil Peep, you got X, got Juice WRLD. Mo 3 just passed. Lil Boosie just got shot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
I
real
didn't know about
dangerous.
that one. Lil Boosie got shot.
Yeah, Lil Boosie got shot in the leg like a couple weeks ago.
That.
Yeah, like it's really a difficult time to be a rapper right now. Like, do you feel that hate coming to you, or do you feel like people
Not
just
yet. I hope not.
Nah, I feel you.
I ain't had nobody try to come for my life yet, but I hope not.
Right. But that comes with the success, and that comes with the the territory.
I definitely have people that are jealous of my position, like the people from my old high school. They're definitely not happy to see me doing so successful.
Right.
But nothing to take my life over.
Right.
But I really people who like King Von. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard King Von was beefing with NBA YoungBoy or something before that.
That's what I've heard as well.
Yeah. So it's really just. I try my hardest because I don't know what's going to happen with rap culture, but I try my hardest to just stay out of situations that could danger me.
Right.
Like that could end my life. So
Right.
that's why I really, in my music, I don't go for nobody. The only people I'm talking about are people who I know won't do nothing.
Right.
And people who are significant in my life. So I don't go for nobody specifically for that reason.
Right.
But I do think the culture, or at least the rap culture, can change a little bit with being more just supportive towards one another. And some rappers have realized this because whether you like someone or not, like if they're popping and they're changing stuff and they have real fans, then you have to at least respect that they have people that do support them and do love them for what they do.
Right.
So really, that's just not all artists realize that, but some big artists have, and that's why you just have that all love mentality. It don't matter if you're in a gang or something. Don't matter. At least it shouldn't. Like we're still all people.
It shouldn't.
We're still all humans. Like we still all feel the same emotions, or at least you should.
Right.
So that's what I really think. It's just more love could definitely be added into the culture.
To the culture. All right, I got one final question.
All right.
To ask, and before we get up out of here, we got like 10 minutes. So, for those of you who can't see, you are a white man.
Yeah.
As far as I can see, you know what I'm saying? I got my glasses on, but you're a white. How do you feel being like a white person in hip hop? I mean, I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel being a white person, not a part of the culture? You know what I'm saying? Coming from outside of the culture, do you feel that stigma on you? Do you feel that people don't accept you as much because you're white, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you
trying to end my career?
No, I want to know your, like, how's it feel being a white rapper?
Well,
straight up.
Let's hear it, man. I do try to differentiate because I don't want to say anything racist on air, but
speak how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
I got respect.
It's not about race. It is about race, but it's not about race because it's there. There's a long list of white rappers who didn't make it.
Yeah.
In the culture, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's a lot of white rappers that aren't gonna make it. But how do you feel being outside of the culture, becoming a part of the culture? I guess that's the real question.
I know what you're saying. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to get I don't know how to say this without saying it, but when I performed at Lit Fest, that definitely was not my crowd.
Right.
Lit Fest was not my crowd. There's a bunch of more street-oriented rappers there, so that means there's gonna be more street-oriented fan base there. I said that the most politically correct way I could.
Right. No, I definitely get you.
So they weren't expecting some white kid to get up there. So I get up on stage at Lit Fest, and the dude that was talking, he's like, "Man, Drako said he's the hardest white rapper here." I'm looking at him like, I did not say that. Like, you gonna make them hate me before I even perform. So I get on stage, and
how did that go?
The performance was good, but before I started rapping, it was not good. I was like, man, they're not liking me up here.
Right.
But when I started rapping, they heard my voice, they heard my bars, they're like, yo,
okay,
this white kid can rap.
Okay.
My homie Fresco from 34, I saw him at my last video shoot for Mars. He came to the Mars video shoot.
Yeah.
He was like, man, people was coming up to me after the show talking about how this white kid can rap. And like, I have respect from bigger street artists, not necessarily street, but I don't know how to say this right.
Right.
But from bigger artists who do have that street audience, I have respect with them. I have songs with them.
Right.
Like, I feel like their fan base has been put onto me a little bit, and that's got them listening to me.
Right.
And then they see, oh, this white kid can rap and sing. Like, what's going on?
Right.
So I do try to make my fan base as wide as possible. Like, yeah, I got a bunch of depressed 14-year-olds who listen to my music, but I got a bunch of financially stable 25-year-old males and females that listen to my music too. Like,
right.
That's what I'm trying to say. But I do think my placement is good at the moment, and I do like to think that my music can appeal to all races. It doesn't really matter your gender either.
That's what's good. Do you think it's harder or easier being
so much harder,
being
man?
A white rapper?
Because I know every single time that I get on stage, at least when it's that type of shows, they're like, man, this white kid can't rap. Because most white kids cannot rap. I will say it right now. Most white kids cannot rap.
Most people can't rap.
Most people can't rap.
Most people cannot rap. I will give anybody that. No, yeah.
So that's why when you got it, you got it, and you just have to make sure they hear it. So that's why after Lit Fest, the crowd was like me. I was like, man, I gotta make myself different because I was the only white performer. Right. So I was like, I gotta be different. I jumped in the crowd. I got the crowd jumping with me.
That's what's good. That's what's up.
I was saying to the crowd, I was like, y'all having a good time tonight? They didn't say nothing. I was like, man, I said y'all having a good time. They scream it back to me. I teach them the lyrics before a song because you remember Anella's show? Yeah. I said, say this back to me. Shots at your neck. Say it, and then say it back to me.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So I really just try to make the crowd enjoy themselves, but also like teaching the lyrics. My stage presence is really what I'm trying to say.
That's what's really good. Do you feel like since you are a white rapper and you don't feel like the crowd will vibe with you, you have somewhat of an advantage that you will go that extra mile to get the crowd to vibe with you?
100%. Because if they don't know who I am and they're a more street-oriented crowd, I'm like, all right, well, this is going to be a tougher crowd, so we got to push a little bit harder tonight. And I'll go up there, I'll do my thing, and that was definitely one of my most shows. That show that I did, I definitely got a lot more fans out of that show. A lot more people from the city listening to me, and now I got more respect around the city. So really, it's just a matter of that. But yeah, being a white rapper definitely was not easiest at first, but I do think, with my networking, I've made it work for me. And I have respect from the bigger street-oriented rappers now in my city. So I do think that that's worked in my favor.
That's what's really good. Yo, YN Drako, bro. Appreciate you coming through.
Thank you for having me, man. I had a good time.
And rocking with us for the last 2 hours, man. Where can people find you? Like, what you got going on the internet?
You can find me Instagram at YN Drako, just like that. Apple Music, YN space Drako. YouTube, YN Drako. Everything. Anything you listen to music on, it's YN space Drako. Snapchat, I'm gonna give people my Snapchat. Forget it.
You gotta keep a little something to yourself.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me on here. I appreciate DJ Carolina with a K having me on here too.
Of course, man. Yeah. When you coming back, drop them unreleased tracks you got.
Whenever you give me a date.
Straight like that. 2021. YN Drako's year.
Yes, sir. Y'all hear it. Y'all heard it first here.
Who you got with you though? I
got my cameraman and my engineer, Unseen336 on Instagram. RGE Insanity on Instagram, homie mine, Serena336, and KD, a rapper friend of mine. He's a good singer of mine too. He's a close friend of mine.
Oh, you rap back here in the back? When you coming back? Like, yo, you back here chilling?
Hey, that's another one of Anella's homies too. That's another one of Anella's homies.
Okay, word. We're gonna have to have y'all come back and we'll do a little interview session. So that's what's really good. Yo, what do you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
I want to say I appreciate y'all listening to me first, listen to my voice for the past hour and a half or whatever it's been. I appreciate that. And I really, if you do end up listening to my music, I really do appreciate that. Hit me up on Instagram, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
YN Drako.
YN Drako. If y'all just want to show support, if y'all just want to talk about your problems, anything, I'm there for you. And
Dr. Drako is in the building.
Man, Dr. Drako can come out like that. I can bring it out like that.
Switch.
So if y'all have anything you want to ask me or say, definitely DM me on Instagram. I appreciate y'all.
It should have been RN Drako.
Really?
Registered nurse Drako in the building.
I'm going to college for entrepreneurship.
That's what's really good. You got any shows coming up? Or you got
January 6th, me and him are performing. I think Wilkesboro.
Who is that?
KD.
You and KD are performing.
Me and KD performing it. I think it's Wilkesboro. So y'all come out to that. It'll be on my Instagram though.
Okay, word. So YN Drako, everything.
Yes.
That's what's really good.
Drako, not with a C. Not with a C. Because my real name is Drake, so that's why I did the K.
Okay. Young Drake in the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yo, appreciate you coming out, sharing your story, sharing your journey, and sharing your music with us. We definitely appreciate it, and we cannot wait to have you back in the building.
Cannot wait.
Hey, yo, you already know what it is. It's your boy DJ Carolina with a K. We are playing Man Down without C Money, but I'm sure he is here in spirit. Already know we do this each and every Monday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. We're going to holler at you next week. It's about to be 11 o'clock hour. We're about to get up out of here. Already know what it is. Save the bees because they need our help.
Yes, sir.